Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Diego, California. And we're just going to wait a couple minutes for people to get on before we start. But hey, it's our usual May gray here. That's what we get in San Diego in May, and sometimes it turns into June gloom. If you live by the ocean, you get a ton of May gray. Hi, Roz, just commenting on the weather. We got a lot of May gray going on here in San Diego. Anyway, but we're hoping that in the next week or so we will actually see a little hint of summer. I'm not seeing it so much. And now I'm finally back at normal time, normal day. This last week we did a lot of traveling. We went over to Las Vegas for my niece's high school graduation, then all the way over to Santa Clara to see my daughter and her husband, and then to outside of Sacramento because we were celebrating my dad's 90th birthday. So that's pretty exciting, and all my siblings were there, which was really nice. It's not every day that people turn 90, so I agree it needs to be celebrated. Daughter-in-law is from San Diego. Yeah, it is beautiful even with May gray. I would have to agree with that. I'm trying to see if I'm on live on here, but I'm not getting it. There we go. No, I am not seeing it, but hopefully it sounds like you are, so that's all I care about, is that everybody is able to get on and see. So anyway, we are going to make a card today using the Countryside Inn collection. And especially if you like blues, this is beautiful paper with just lots of different Stampin' Up blues in there. Hey Beverly, good to see you. And also I have learned, I don't know if anybody has been showing this or not, there is another stamp that actually goes with that set, and we're going to be using that one too. I just want to make you aware, in case you don't know, June 1st, which is this week, there is going to be 15% off a whole bunch of different papers. Let me hold on a sec. I'm going to go and read them all off to you. They're going to be 15% off through June 30th, so you have a little while to figure out what you want, but you know how Stampin' Up is going now. If things run out, it sometimes takes them a while to get them again. Okay, so the papers are bright and beautiful. Countryside Inn, so you get this paper for 15% off. Delightfully eclectic, Earth and Elegance, the one we used last week. Fresh as a Daisy, Glorious Gingham, Hello Irresistible, Ink Botanical, Les Shops, Let's Go Fishing, Masterfully Made, Stargazing, and Zoo Crew. So that's a lot of different papers. Let me see. Did I count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different papers are on sale. Since we're having this sale, I'm going to open up again another, if anybody wants to do my paper share, I can send you some information. And it was, I believe, $40. I'm going to take $5 off since the papers are on sale. I don't do every single paper, but I've got 11 papers going. Most of the ones are the ones here on sale. And just let me know if that's something you're interested in. If I get at least 3 people interested, I will do another paper share. So let me know. We'll get it on sale, all of us. Okay, so that's the whole month of June. I'm going to put you down and show you what we're working with here. So this is the Countryside Inn Suite. It's on page 62 and 63 of the catalog. But I also want you to notice, if you turn the page, they don't make a big deal about this. This is the Lasting Joy set, and it doesn't have any matching dies, but I want you to notice that these flowers here match this paper, and so it's a perfect one to go with it, to use with it. And I think we are going to use a little bit today, because I just figured that out, and I didn't do that on the sample card. And then these are the papers. So I'm going to leave that there. You see how these flowers are matching these flowers, which is kind of cool. So here's the paper. A lot of different blues. Excuse me. So the blues that are in here are Balmy Blue, Boho Blue, Misty Moonlight, and Night of Navy, but actually it goes with other blues. Like I pulled in some Coastal Cabana on the card. I'll show you because it just brightened up those blues a little bit. So we got little bunnies in here. We've got birds. Don't ask me what kind of birds these are supposed to be. But we got birds. We've got this one that matches this embossing folder that we're not going to use today. But this embossing folder, I don't know if I can do it without one that's already cut out. Oh, I guess I can. It fits right over exactly these big flowers here. And I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that I embossed that and it's raised? This whole panel is raised up. So that's pretty cool. Now you've got a sneak peek at one of the other ones. I'm doing a class on June 11th using this paper. If you want to be part of the class, let me know. I can send it by mail. The class is $25. You're going to get half a pack of this paper and 4 cards. One you just saw and another one that we're making today, so you will have seen half of them. The other half will be a little surprise. We got little foxes here. So let me know. For an extra $9, I can send it in the mail if you just happen to be local on June 11th. So that's all the cool prints. And if I could do this without dropping them on, I'm going to turn them over. And the other sides, if you can see, are just little fine prints. These are going to make some great, additions, playful things to use with, the other side. But it's also to be used alone. I mean, these will make some great masculine cards, I figure. So that's that. I'm going to put this away for a sec. And then this is the set. Now this is an interesting set. It's got all these dies. And honestly, you could even just do this and get the dies. You don't have to get this set, but we'll be showing you how cool this is because this is not a set of individual. This is one humongous stamp, and then you use the dies to cut out whatever little part you want to use. So that's kind of cool and different. All right, and we will be using these dies in a minute. All right, so here's the card we're going to make, only we're going to make it using different flowers, because like I said, I just figured out those lasting joy flowers actually work. Different paper, maybe even different colors, I'm not sure. But the cool thing about this is the largest of the, I don't even know how you call this die. What do you call something that's shaped like this? So this is the largest of this die, but you can see it's not the whole thing because it's folded like that. Is that not cool? I believe I got how to make this from Karen Titus of Stampin' on the Back Porch. So you can thank her and watch her video and what she did with it. She didn't use the same suite, but she did use, I think it was her. Otherwise, it was Rhonda Wade. When I write this up in my on my Facebook, on my blog, stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, I will have the correct person to thank there. But I just thought this was kind of a fun way to do it. I like the fact that it wasn't just a white piece of paper, that we used one of the smaller dies. So let's get going here. Hopefully people have gotten on. Oh, we got got a bunch of people watching here. Hey, Alice. Glad you could join us. Hey, Morag. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Hi, Sandy. And thank you for sharing, Roz. All right. I got everything piled up here, and now it's just more in my way. Okay, because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of boho blue, and this is 11 by 4 1/4. It's just half a sheet of your regular paper. I've already scored it in the middle at 5 1/2. And now we are actually going to take 1 1/2 off this front end. Now when I have to measure anything that's 1 1/2 or less, I measure it on this other side because that's 1 1/2. See, it goes up to 1 1/2. And then we just save this and make a great sentiment piece for something else. Okay. So now we're just going to fold that over. I'm going to try to just get rid of that little liney part here. Okay. And then we're going to take, this is the largest die from the Countryside Corner die set. See the biggest die? And then what I did is I scored it from on one side from point to point. I can show you how to do that. It's already scored. Make sure you don't use your cutting thing. So you're going to put the point and the point on that little line, and then just run your scoring tool. Okay, and then you're just going to fold that. Burnish that too. And then that's going to get glued right here. Okay? But before we glue it, I want to put some flowers on it. So in my sample here, I put a bunch of flowers. These were actually from a different set. These were from the Sentimental Park set. See that with the inside? And then, like I said, I realized, hey, we can do this with our other one. So let's get out our nice little foam backer. And then I'm going to use that big flower, and I'm going to use my Misty Moonlight. Yay for Misty Moonlight making a comeback. You know, they watch as, you go through the next 5 years worth of in colors. If there's one that you particularly love, then start lobbying for it. And your, I think this is the color I use. I'm just going to make sure. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Maybe we'll just stamp it off and use it that way. So I'm going to stamp it here first and then stamp it on here because I just don't want it quite that dark. And I'm not going to worry if it's got variation of color because I actually kind of like that. And remember, a lot of this is going to get covered by our sentiment piece, but that's okay. This part where my hand is going to get totally covered and folded over, so I'm not going to worry about that at all. Now you notice, I'm going to point this out, I didn't stamp them all just right on. I stamped a lot of them going off. And that's because that just makes it look a little bit more natural. It's actually, honestly, easier to do it that way. And as long as I have this out, and this Misty Moonlight out, we are going to just take a 1/4 sheet of the white, ink this all up. And this one is a red rubber, so I don't need that extra piercing pad there. And when I ink up ones that are really huge like this, and you're going to, this is, I think, an F block. This is the biggest block that we should sell. You could do this without a block, but I think it's way easier. And then I'm going to really, really push, you know, all around and make sure that you're not rocking it. Perfect. Okay. And then I just want to see something. When on my other one, I actually used Coastal Cabana, but I do want to see how it could look. I'll put a different block here. Using Balmy Blue, because that is the color. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that should work. Again, I am using now the other set. I am using the, where'd it go? I'm using the Lasting Joy set. It has a lot of really great sentiments. I'm so sorry, I'm so thankful, birthday wishes, always. I'm actually going to make this for like a belated birthday card. It's going to say, I'm so sorry, I missed your birthday. I don't know about you guys, but I honestly do have a problem always getting, let's get that off before we ruin our card, getting everything done on time. And that's another nice thing about this set, is it does work pretty well in here, except that is so not straight. I think maybe doing it this way didn't help me. All right, let's do it again. It's only ink and paper, people. That's what I always remind people. We work just with ink and paper. It can always be redone. Sometimes, you guys, when I'm working with you all, it's hard to see straight down here. Gosh, this is such a lovely stamp. I mean, I've stamped it several times now, and I haven't had a single problem with it not coming out. Sometimes on these big stamps, I think we worry that we're going to have trouble keeping it all on here and keeping it all good and nice. That's much better, don't you think? All right, I'm going to put that to the side for a minute, and we're just going to take a little scrap of paper here and stamp some flowers. And I think this time we are going to, let's see, we're going to stamp the flowers in the Balmy Blue. And I don't know if I'm going to need one or two, so I'm actually going to stamp this twice. And then we're going to take our Misty Moonlight. You notice I'm kind of changing up the one that we had. Does it go like this? Trying to figure out how this goes, folks, because I haven't used it yet. Another reason to stamp it twice. So we got these little flowers. Looks to me, let's bring in our picture and see if we can figure it out. Hold, please. All right, I'm just looking at this picture here. They're not all that helpful. It looks like the one with the little 2 thing. Yeah, it does go on the top ones. Okay. So like that, like that, like that. There we go. Something like that. Something like that will have to work. I like the way this one worked. Look, I'm going to get these out of the way before I get ink all over myself. And like I told you, there are no dies that go with it, so you're going to have to do a little fussy cutting if you want to use them like this, obviously. You don't have to use them like this. You could use them any way you wanted. But I'll show you in a minute why we need to use them like this, because they actually are helping keep our card closed. Without them, the card tends to kind of sit open. That's good. That should work. Okay, so next step is to cut out this center part here. And what we're going to need, whoops, is our biggest one. And so this one is going to go to cut out this whole big one, because then we can use it for something else. And then, is it this one that I used? Oh, next one. Okay. I like to use a little bit of washi tape to just kind of hold things in place like this. And then we'll get our big cut emboss machine. We're going to need the biggie this time. No little ones. No little mini cut emboss machine. It's gotta be the big one. Hi Peggy, thanks for coming, and Jean too. I just want to show you guys something on my cut emboss machine. You can see I use my plates to death, but what I tend to do is keep one that is really kind of old and icky on the bottom, because it gets cut into. My newest plate goes on top. When this gets too icky, put this on the bottom, get another new one. But I just wanted to show you, this is how I store my cut and emboss machine, and that helps with any warping and such, because I know a lot of people say, gosh, I'm using new plates all the time. That's how I store mine, and it doesn't warp so much. All right, so now we have this one that we're using, but we also have this pretty cool frame that we can now use for something else. I mean, this is perfectly good to use on another card, right? And I suppose if you really wanted to, you can even use this piece that's left also. But we're not going to go there today. All right. So I think we have all our little pieces that we need. And I do have, again, for the inside, just a white one that's a little bit smaller. In fact, let's stamp some of those flowers on the inside also, so that it all comes together. Okay, so that'll be the inside of our card. Oh, and then remember we did say Whoops, I forgot to use this. Doesn't seem to matter too much on this, but remember, this is our belated birthday card. And there is a good saying in here. I love sets that have a saying that you can use on the inside. So this one says, I'm sorry. What did it say on the front? We just did this. I'm so sorry. And then I missed your birthday in the balmy blue. Is going to go on the inside. So not only do you have flowers in this set that match your Countryside Inn suite and paper, you also have an inside and an outside sentiment, which is really fun. Okay, so now we have all the little parts here. So we're going to start putting it together. Okay, so I think I may have used a little too much glue here. So this one goes in here, kind of center it top to bottom. Use your grid paper, that's what it's helpful for. Whoops. But then also, I like to close it up. Oops, and go like that and make sure it's all the way to the edge, because I want it to make sure that it doesn't, that it looks good when it's all closed up, because that's how they're gonna see it. Okay, now we've got a couple pieces of the paper from the Countryside Inn suite, and the inside one is 4 inches by 2 inches. It's the back side of the bunnies. Remember, I told you the back sides on almost every Stampin' Up! Paper is just great for complementing. You could push this all the way back. I don't think it's a big deal that you can see a little bit of it there, but I kind of like, because, you know, this is this far away, I think it should have a little bit of blue showing. And then on the front, this one is 4 inches this way by 3 3/4 inches this way, because we want to have our little border. And again, all these will be on my blog too. Okay, so now we can see that that is pretty straight. And let's put the inside one in. I know you guys can't wait to see how the outside's going to look. And we do just want to try to center it, but we also want to make sure it's going to be covered by this. So that's why I'm checking like that. All right, now no one can see it, right? And then we're going to put our little inside one right here, and I'm going to put that up on some dimensionals. Let's make sure we get the one that's straight on the front, right? No one can see our boo-boo. Why am I saying our boo-boo? This is my boo-boo. You guys didn't make no boo-boos. I'm sure you guys never make boo-boos. All right. Sort of centered. And then where'd my flowers go? Flowers. Oh, geez, really? Where are my flowers? Oh, here they are. So our flowers are going to be what holds this down, because see what I said, how it's really wanting to pop up there. So what you want to do is just put dimensionals on this side, and then this one will help us to hold it down. The way I do this so that I don't put dimensionals on the wrong side is I hold it like that, and then I turn it over. So the part that doesn't get dimensionals is under my finger, and I can't screw up. Ask me if I've ever screwed that up. Oh yeah. and had to pull off dimensionals, which sometimes pulls off a bunch of paper. So you just want to go like this, slide the dimensional kind of up there, but not over it. And now look how much better it holds it down than having it be like that when somebody gets it. And you've got these pretty little flowers. So what do you guys think? And here is the other one that I made earlier with the other flowers. So I don't know which one I like better. I like them both. I like the fact that this has different papers that you can pick out different blues. This is definitely for your blue fans in your life, and I think they will really enjoy it. So thank you guys. Hey Florence, I don't know when you got here, but you might want to go back and watch the beginning to see how to make this fun fold. And like I said, don't forget this Lasting Joy set that's on the page after the Countryside Inn, because like I said, see how these flowers look pretty similar, especially these bigger flowers on some of them. So it's kind of fun when they do that. All right, I'm going to put you back up here just to say goodbye. Oh, and I forgot to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day if you're in the United States. Happy Memorial Day. Hopefully you have it off, and hopefully you're thanking your service people in your life and in your family for their service. I know that's technically Veterans Day, but let's honor everybody who made the ultimate sacrifice for us. So thanks everybody, and I'll be back on every Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific, and hope to see everybody there. Like I said, if you have any questions, it's all written up above how to get a hold of me, and if you want to be part of my second round of paper shares, I'm going to give you $5 off from the price that I had before. So let me know if you're interested. Take care. Bye.